So what we have, if you introduce yourself.
Go on, Nas, start.
My name is Nassim. I'm Moroccan, born in London, and yeah, I don't know what else to say.
And I'm Naim Bedi. Moroccan, born and raised in London, and I'm 21 years old.
Excellent. Love that. If Rida was coming, he'd tell us he's 20 years old, but you know what? He's not even here, or the other person, which is something else. Brilliant. Okay, what we want to touch on, brilliant flag that you've got there, Nassim. I love that. Okay, the identity is beautiful. What are you? Do you become powerful when you see the Moroccan flag?
When I see the Moroccan flag, I'm like, oh yeah, that's where I'm from, you know. So I do represent. I feel like I represent Morocco when I see it. I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm from. I need to uphold what that means.
What about you, Naim?
100%.
When you see Moroccan flag, do you become like, Superman?
Yeah, that's my country. That's who I represent. Like when people ask where you're from, you say I'm Moroccan, and I feel like it's important. I love it. It's I wasn't raised there, but it feels like home.
Okay, so then another question. This is just in the beginning. We haven't even started yet. But anyways, so when you see the British flag then, how do you feel? Because I'm sure you have an answer for that.
When I see the British flag, it doesn't uphold as much value as it does to the Moroccan flag for me. Like I look at it and I'm like, okay, I guess that's where I'm from, that's where I live. But it doesn't. I don't feel like it means as much as a Moroccan flag. Maybe it's because Morocco are related to like going on holiday, spending, having fun with friends, while London I relate it more to working, waking up early, going to school and such. So that's my point of view.
Well, shouldn't that have more of an impact?
Yeah, but I guess it should, but it doesn't. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't.
Do you think when you see the British flag, what do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
I'd like to actually touch on what Nas said. I agree with him in a way where all your best memories are involved that country, that flag. You spent the hot days there, the holidays there, and you grew up in a Moroccan household. So everything about you is Moroccan, whereas Britain is just, it's where you sleep, where you wake up, where you work, but your best days are not usually spent here. So when I look at the Morocco flag compared to the British flag, it's like my best days, my happiest days were spent here.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say?
So for me, like you say, I'm older than you lot, but when I go abroad and I see the British flag, I'm actually proud. I think, oh, I'm going back home, Don't you do that? Don't you lot do that? Don't you see British Airways and think that's Britain? No?
When I see British Airways, I think of the rain. It's not a joke. I honestly think of the rain. When I'm in the airport in Morocco and I'm on my way back home, I'm like, I'm going to get that dry air. It's going to be wet, moisty, fog everywhere, rainy. No, that's not me. So leave me in Morocco with the sun.
That's who we are as British people. We're literally like, in the cold majority of the time. I get it's probably hard, but yet again, it's who we are. It's Britain.
But I still feel like I still haven't adapted to that.
Do you think we have too much involvement? Like, at home, your friends, but yet again, you're going to college and you're going to university, or you are, wherever you are, you have best of both worlds, as they say. What do you think? Because, in uni, Nassim, how do you deal with that?
In uni, it's multicultural. Like, I have friends that are from different parts of the world, and just being able to say that I'm Moroccan and British or English I think it's good, So I got two different backgrounds. I could say certain things like I got the British background being raised here, so I know how it's like compared to like my parents, for instance, who weren't. And being able to travel to Morocco for holidays, I also know the culture back there. So I've got a balance of these two different parts of the world, if that makes sense.
So you've got two mindsets.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? I mean, with you, Naim, is identity a big thing for you?
Yeah, of course. It's who it makes you like the person you are today. Like for me, I feel like I've been heavily involved in the Moroccan community because I grew up in Lambert Grove, Colburn Road. My primary school was full of Moroccans. Secondary school full of
Which
Moroccans.
primary school was that?
Bevington Primary School in Colburn Road.
Okay.
So all my life I've been around more Moroccans than I have English, British. So the language, you speak that sometimes in school, secondary schools, or even college. So that's why I feel like I pick up more from my Moroccan side than the British because that's who I've been raised around and been around in my life.
Wow, that's powerful. But what do you do now? Because you're doing something with the Moroccan community.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing now?
In terms of Maghreb FC,
Yeah.
yeah. So we started a team full of Moroccans, most of them in the area, just trying to get everyone playing football, keeping everyone fit, everyone active, doing the right thing. And yeah, we're in the league. We're playing regularly, playing against good teams. But really and truly, it's just getting the Moroccans together and trying to keep everyone connected rather than everyone scattering around, forgetting about where they're from, who they play for, the badge. Yeah.
We didn't see the badge. Let's see the badge. Yes, we can see the badge, the Moroccan badge. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Excellent. You can see my Moroccan outfit as well. It's here, yeah? Definitely. Do you know how many places are full of British Moroccan people? Do you
No.
know which areas in the UK?
No.
Your camera's gone, Naim.
What?
You're going other places. So do you know where Moroccans are? So the highest population of Moroccan British people is in North Kensington. The second one is St. Albans.
So North Kensington and then St Albans.
Yeah, we have some in East London, but
Yeah,
it's not a community. It's a very small community. But yeah, again, compared to St. Albans is another big community. Another community is in Bath.
Bath.
Yeah. Okay. And then you've got, because a lot of the Moroccans that came years ago came to the farming industry. And they came to the outskirts. Some came and worked in hotels and catering and all that, and the rest ended up in farms, like plowing, the whole trees and seeds and all of that, because they were familiar with all of that stuff anyway. So yeah, we got that, and then the last one is Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Yeah, and you'd be shocked. Have you ever heard? Please tell me you've seen a Moroccan British person speak a different accent.
No.
I've heard a Moroccan speaking a Liverpudlian accent, yeah, which is funny. Bath, they speak like farmers, innit? That accent, and I've heard them speaking like Scottish accent.
That's weird.
Have you never ever heard of anyone like that?
I've heard
I only
Irish.
know the people from the area.
I've heard Moroccan Irish, which was weird at first, and you get used to it. But it is funny. It is weird. I can't lie.
I know.
Even we laugh at the Moroccans that are from East London, don't we?
Nah.
Because they come with their accents.
They don't have that much of a different accent to
The
us.
older generation, yeah. The older, yeah.
What are you saying, Nassim?
And they don't have that much of a different accent to us, like from East London.
So how about when we see the French Moroccans, we're like, tu parler, all of that. How do you see that now? What do you think?
I think I don't see a problem with it. I actually like the French Moroccan culture. I actually like it. I used to like their music. I like the way they dress. I feel like they have the best dress sense. It's more Moroccan though. It's more like the tight track suits and the football tops. But no, I actually love the French Moroccan culture. I feel like it's better than ours, and it's the best. I like it.
There's a lot of French Moroccans that go to, where is it? Tangier. There's a lot of French Moroccans there, and like it's just, I remember going there, walking down the street. A lot of people actually in Morocco speak French. It's their second language. It's France. is a big part of Morocco as well.
So what's that background you've got there? The background you've got.
Oh,
What is
this
it?
I believe is Larache, right?
What is
Isn't
the
it, name?
ranch?
Huh?
It's a small little. So it's not even a city. It's like
Let
a
me
little
describe
village.
it. Let me
No one,
describe
no one, no one really cares about this little place. Go on there, Muslim.
Tell us what it is.
That specific place there is it's used as a roundabout, and it's one of the most popular spots in the city. It's near the beach. It's right near the beach. They got the most cafes there. They got a market in there called Souk Sgher, which basically means a small market in English, and it's one of the oldest markets in the city. And you go there and you see the buildings and the shops, and you can tell that it's been there for decades,
Yes.
years. And I feel like it's got the best of both worlds regarding the older generation, and it's got the new generation, like the Lixos Cafe, where all the Moroccan English lots go to. And you have the Dutch English that go to Delis, which is just on that right hand side of Nas. So that spot in Araish kind of brings everyone from Morocco, from Spain, England, France, Holland in one place. Yeah, I love it.
All the people who have immigrated abroad meet up in this city.
Yeah, basically.
So would you say, because you forgot to mention, majority of people from North Kensington,
Yeah.
From this
what?
city.
Say it.
You go there and you're just walking and you just hear English behind you and you're like, oh yes. Like it's like it actually in Ladbroke Grove, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. I went to.
Say it.
It's exactly like you're walking down London. I'm not from Larache, but I visited it, I think, a couple of years back. And everyone that was there was speaking English, whether they were from North London or a different part of England, to be quite honest. But everyone was speaking English, and I felt exactly as if I was back home. There was no difference apart from the beach right next to me. Honestly, and good weather, because London has crappy weather.
It's the best of both worlds, isn't it?
So North Kensington is literally little Larache, isn't it?
That's what they call it. They call
Right.
Goulburn Road little Larache, yeah.
Okay, so that's where everybody's from. So everybody resides from there, connected there, and their families were literally born in this city, which the background is from there, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is fair. So I just want to know from yourself, so we can wrap up and see where we go, that how do you find yourself now after this whole conversation? Who are you? Like, what identity do you belong to?
I feel like I belong more to the Moroccan side, especially recently. Of course, my British side does come out in a few things, like when you mentioned goat's eyes and whatnot. But the vast majority of things, because I think I grew up in a Moroccan area, Moroccan household, Moroccan school, whatever you call it. I play for a Moroccan team. Most of my life is surrounded with Moroccan things and Moroccan people. So I lean more towards that side, in my opinion. That's
For me, it's a bit different because I didn't actually learn and get to meet people from the Moroccan community up until maybe like 5 years ago. Because before that, like I said, my French school was in South Kensington. It was a drive there and then back home. You know what I mean? So I didn't actually learn about, Goulburn Road until I met you, Amor. He invited me to the youth club. That's when I got to meet a lot more Moroccans. That's when I got to get involved in the community and what different type of projects and stuff. So even though it's been quite recent, I still feel like these recent years I've been pushed more towards being Moroccan and being more proud of my country. But I think overall, I still feel like I'm British, but I will keep pushing to be Moroccan.
Come on, Nas,
That's
you
my
can
goal
do it.
in life.
You
That's
can
my
do
goal
Why
it.
don't
in
you
life.
just say that? Like, I'm gonna even have a little input. People think I'm white. They keep thinking I'm just this sellout, which it isn't even right. But compared to my brothers, I'm the youngest one, innit? So they still see me as a Brit, you know, because they're so strong in their background that, remember, we live in a Moroccan household, so obviously my British accent is stronger than theirs, you know, because they're still, I'm sure you all have that, innit? But yet again, the food, the dress sense, all of these things, you know what? They have more involvement in that side than I do. But yet again, I'm not saying I'm losing my Moroccan side. I still have it. I'm still strong about it. I love it. You know what? Everything that's Moroccan, I will adapt to. But yet again, the country that made me is Britain. I mean, you know, are we going to lie and say that Britain didn't make us?
No, don't get
Play
me
the
wrong.
part,
Like, I
play the
appreciate
part.
everything they do. Free NHS, free everything. I'll take advantage of that. Morocco, in another term, other than giving me a nice holiday, not much, to be quite honest.
So the kind of thing is, for example, you get made in England, but you're born in Morocco. Is that what the kind of, you know, when they say that, you know, the kind of, if you, for example, were made as a footballer in the UK, would you automatically leave the UK and go and play for Morocco?
I would.
You would.
I would.
And then you'd come back after you've played with them about 2 matches and think, this is like not what I expected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
Would
I'm
you, Naim,
Moroccan.
if you had the choice, let's say pro footballer, you had the choice between England and Morocco to play internationally.
And I would say Morocco, and there's one reason why, is because
Good
when you're
lad,
standing,
good lad.
when you're standing and you're singing the national anthem, I feel more of a passion. I know the whole Moroccan anthem for heart. I feel more passionate, and I'd want to do
sing
more.
it for us. I beg you, sing it.
Nah,
come
Please,
on,
I beg you, come on, man.
No.
Oh, come on, just it's only us, man. Come on, it's not a big deal.
You know what? We'll just do the first 10 seconds.
Okay, let's just do it. Just
من بيت الأحرار مشرقا أنوار منتبس تدي وحمان. And then that's what you're going to get, because it's
I don't even know what that means.
a snippet.
Do you
I
know
don't know what it means. I don't know what it means, but it gives me goosebumps.
Exactly.
So can I ask you a question? Do you know the British anthem?
God Save the Queen. That's the only part I know about it.
You only know the little bit of that. You don't know nothing else. Do you know it, Nassim?
No, all I know is God Save the Queen.
That's unbelievable.
I don't even know
how
it goes, like the instrumental and
all I know is God Save our gracious Queen. You know, it just goes on like that, doesn't it? Yeah. So we don't know it then. Is that what we were saying?
Nah, not
shows
me.
how British we are, innit?
Exactly.
But you know what? I was so shocked. I know someone who just got their British citizenship, and he was telling me, oh yeah, he had to study, you know, British ancient history and stuff. And I was like, what? You really had to? You know all of these things? Like, yeah, I know the national anthem, all the history about Britain, England, everything. And I'm here, don't know anything about the country, and I'm a British citizen.
I think you will find that. So do we know who lives in number 10 Downing Street?
Boris.
Oh yeah,
okay.
That. Yeah,
Did
Boris.
You know that? That's him.
Yes, of course.
So who lives in number 11?
Nick Clegg, whatever his name is.
Okay.
Is it Nick Clegg?
I did not know. I only know 10.
The Exchequer or something like that. I know that much. So, you know, the knowledge of Britain, we definitely don't know.
Nah.
Huh?
Not as much as, I guess not as much as we should know, because we
not as much as the Moroccan family, king family, whatever it's called.
Do we know the surname of the royal family in the UK?
Surname?
They have a surname. It's just Queen Elizabeth and Harry, Prince Charles, what's their surname? I'm
you don't know.
All I know is that Harry is married to Meghan Markle, and I know her surname. That's it. That's all I know.
Don't cheat, Naim, by looking it up on your Google.
Nope, it said battery about to die, so I just pressed cancel.
Okay, cool. We're going to go in a minute. They're called the Windsors.
Oh, that's why the Windsor Castle.
Yes, there you go.
You mug. How did I not know that? The castle.
Oi, you would fail that test. Nassim, you would fail that test.
See me, I'm a very dopey person.
So
Now that you said
Charles
the family name, I can link it and say, oh wait, no, I know this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put it down on a test, what's the I would not know.
That's amazing.
Love it.
We love. Honestly, it's been great having this conversation. Fantastic. Honestly,
better than I thought.
The Moroccan culture and identity. If we had more people, I think it would have been funnier. It would have been enjoyable. But maybe we could do it again. You know,
why not?
Absolutely, more people.
It would be
I put in a good word. It was. I enjoyed it.
I feel inspired. You know, like after having this conversation,
I'm glad to inspire you.
Wallah, I just feel like I've gone back to my roots even now, having this conversation. Do you?
Yeah. Because you're thinking about it more and whatnot.
It's crazy, but you know what? Having conversation really opens up the mind as well.